Hey everyone, there is a chip shortage worldwide and sometimes supplies of particular chipsets start to run out. When that happens, manufacturers like Xiaomi tend to re-release their smartphones with near identical features, but with different chipsets. That's the case with the Xiaomi 11 Lite 5G NE, where NE stands for New Edition of the Xiaomi Mi 11 Lite 5G. A different chipset doesn't just mean slightly different performance. It influences battery life since the power draw has changed, and often there can be an effect on photo and video quality because of how much mobile photography relies on post-processing algorithms. So how has this phone been impacted? I'm Angie for GSM Arena, and this is our review of the Xiaomi 11 Lite 5G NE. One thing that hasn't really changed is the external design. The 11 Lite 5G NE is a super thin and light smartphone, and like before, it's very easy to handle. The front is protected by Gorilla Glass 5, and there's IP53 dust and water protection. The frosted glass back comes in the original truffle black, but it now arrives in a set of colors that weren't previously available on the 5G version of the Mi 11 Lite, namely bubblegum blue, peach pink, plus the brand new snowflake white. The camera island looks the same as what you'll find on the rest of the Mi 11 series, and it has become a marker of Xiaomi's design language. Like on their other devices, it sticks out a little, but that can be fixed with using the included case. The screen is the same as before, which is to say excellent. The 6.5-inch AMOLED has 10-bit color support for over 1 billion colors, a Full HD resolution, and a 90Hz refresh rate. The high refresh rate is adaptive automatically, and it'll revert back down to 60Hz whenever you're not touching the display. The panel has HDR10+ certification and Widevine L1 DRM support, so you'll get streams from Netflix and Amazon with 1080p HDR10 quality. The panel got 846 nits of max brightness, and overall it had pretty good color accuracy. While there is still no headphone jack, this time around Xiaomi has included an audio jack dongle to make up for the downgrade in chipset. The phone has a stereo speaker setup, with the earpiece acting as a second speaker. Output and loudness are balanced, and the phone scored very good loudness on our speaker test. Midtones and vocals are great, but high tones and bass could be a little more present.
Awake, but you're a nightmare. I can't escape, I'm seeing you everywhere.
The 11 Lite 5G NE has the same 4,250 mAh battery on board, but on our battery life tests, it absolutely smoked its sibling. It got 10 to 20% longer runtimes in our screen-on tests and a correspondingly improved overall endurance rating. The NE supports 33-watt fast charging and a charge from 0 to 58% in half an hour, while a full charge needs a little more than an hour. The phone comes with the Snapdragon 778G and either 6 or 8 gigs of RAM. The chipset should be very similar to the Snapdragon 785G the old edition sported, but in practice, the 778G is much less powerful in graphically intensive tasks. So while day-to-day performance should stay the same, the phone isn't going to be quite as snappy with really heavy games or anything else that requires a lot of GPU power. The 11 Lite 5G NE comes with Android 11 and MIUI 12.5 on top. MIUI 13 should arrive by the end of the year. MIUI is rich in customization. It supports a ton of always-on display themes, breathing light, where the edges of the display flash with colors upon new notifications, and a wide variety of themes, icons, and super wallpapers. MIUI's task switcher shows all of your recent apps in 2 columns. You'll find a floating window for certain apps, and there's an app drawer if you want it. Basically, if you've ever used MIUI before, things will be very familiar. There's no difference in the camera hardware itself between the old and the new edition. You'll find a 64-megapixel main cam, an 8-megapixel ultrawide, and a 5-megapixel macro shooter with autofocus. On the front, you'll find a 20-megapixel camera on board. We were pleasantly surprised because despite different ISPs, Xiaomi has made sure that consistency is on point. We didn't find any difference in how the phones handled daylight scenes, low-light scenes, and how the night mode fared. We really like the camera performance of the old edition phone, so this is great news. If you want the full details of what photo and video quality is like, you should check out our camera section review of the Mi 11 Lite 5G. We've linked it in the description down below. Even though it's been 6 months since the original Mi 11 Lite 5G launched, both of these phones remain competitive. The design of the 11 Lite 5G NE is premium and it stands out with its sharp edges. The AMOLED screen is great and we're getting the same excellent photos and videos as on the original. There isn't even such a huge discrepancy in terms of performance. Yes, the GPU isn't quite as powerful, but the CPU matches the performance of the previous model, all while providing markedly improved battery life. Now, if you're wondering between the two, Xiaomi's already phasing out the older version of this phone. So if you can find a clearance deal on it, well, definitely snag one. No matter which version of this phone you get though, these are both great all-rounders that we easily recommend. Thank you for watching everyone, stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time.